Would you like to see my house?
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arm. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your...
Okay, recently we had friends visiting us from out of town and they were staying with us. They have 3 teenagers. We have 3 teenagers. There were 6 teenagers in our house staying here. And the boys were all sleeping in the living room and they got in a pillow fight. And we heard something, probably a lamp, get knocked over. And their dad said, "You guys better be careful. You break something in the Shriner's house. You can't just get that at Target." I thought it was so funny because my mom calls our style Goodwill chic. And we really, really own that term. So I'm going to give you a tour of our home today. This has been a house in progress for the last little bit over a year now. But, I mean, not just any home tour. This is a handmade home tour. We are a family of many hobbies. And we have things that I've made, my husband's made, my children have made, my father-in-law has made, my mom has made, everyone has made stuff. And that is why so much of the stuff in our house is irreplaceable and why it's so special to us. So if you've ever wondered what the heck does she do with all of this stuff that she makes all the time, you're about to get your answer. I mean, I do gift a lot of it, but a lot of it stays right here. And so I'm really excited to show you our home. I'm Nikki, this is Pin Cut Sew. Welcome to our handmade home tour. First, a little disclaimer. This house is in progress, like I said. It was built in 1959 and we bought it from the owner from 1959 who had not touched it with a single thing since 1959. So when you notice things in the house that are undone or unfinished, or the multicolored carpet or the hardwood floors that need refinished, we know, okay? I kind of agonized over how to make this video because the house is not perfect, but you know what? No one's house is perfect. We are darn proud of the progress we've made, and honestly, the internet needs a lot fewer perfect homes and maybe more real ones. So this is our real home. You don't have to tell me what I need to do or put on the list because trust me, it's already there. So yeah, let's get started.
Deep and abiding, liking for you is all.
Okay, this is my favorite room in our house, obviously because of the huge windows. It gets a lot of light in here, and it's that mid-century modern thing that I love so much. This pillow I made, there's a tutorial for this on my YouTube channel. But also I just finished this quilt recently. I did not make a pattern for it or a tutorial because I stole this idea. So what I'll do is post the link to the actual pattern that you can buy for a really similar quilt. Isn't it cool? I don't usually make stuff with solids, so this was really fun, and I made it exactly for this room. Special. Okay, and then here we have, I made this little mini quilt. I made these little pumpkins. I think I have, I don't know. I definitely have a tutorial for this. It's been very popular lately, so you can go make some pumpkins. Oh, my father-in-law drew these. He was an incredible artist. He made these in the 70s. And this record player cabinet area is the work of my own hands. This is where I learned to putty and sand drywall. And I'm quite proud of it. Actually, in the original house, this was a record player cabinet and it had like wood paneling and little louver doors and a speaker built in up there. We need to fix the trim, of course, but it makes me feel good to have redone it as it was originally intended to be. This is one of those projects that just taught me a lot about patience, and DIY home projects is one of those things that you just can't rush. There are no shortcuts to drywall putty or floor tiling. Here's some picnic quilts. We keep these quilts here. This is one of the original ones I made way back in the day out of jeans and old tea towels, and then a friend made this one. We keep these here because we take them outside to the fire pit when we roast marshmallows. We have quilts everywhere, you're gonna start to see. Let's go over here to the kitchen. Here we have my mason jar cozy. This is a brand new pattern. This is last week's tutorial. My family keeps fighting over the big one. My son takes my water out and puts his water in and takes it away. Super annoying. Here we have many more sizes. Let's see, this drawer has plenty of handmade things. I have my chicken pot holders. There's a video for this and a pattern. I have my oversized hot pads. Probably need to make some new ones because these are well loved. There's a video and pattern for this too. I have tea towels in here, cotton linen tea towels. There is also, you guessed it, a video and pattern for these. This is the drawer where all of our dish rags go. I hope yours looks as messy as mine. If not, just don't tell me about it. Let's see, here are some aprons I made. Pattern and video for this too. Here's my husband's grilling apron that my mom made out of jeans. Look how she put a Levi's patch on there. It's cool, huh? Oh, I guess this whole kitchen is handmade. We gutted the entire thing from floor, well, not to ceiling, from floor to all but the ceiling. And the lights. The lights are original. But we put in the cabinets, we got the counters ordered. This is our blood, sweat, and tears in here. That's the laundry room. That's our next project. This is my photography lighthouse. This is where we keep our piles of junk. This is where we keep our other pile of junk. This is more of my father-in-law's art. And you'll see a lot of original artwork in our house that has been matted by my own hands. I have this little handheld mat cutter. I cannot even describe how much money it has saved me over the years because it's super easy to do. I think that the industry is keeping secrets from you because they're charging you so much for something that is really, really, really easy to do. Okay, the reason that we call our house thrift store chic or Goodwill chic is because hardly any of our furniture and stuff comes from a new store. Most of it is thrifted or salvaged. And I think that's what makes our home really unique. We do have a lot of art. We've lived in a lot of places. We've visited places that we tried to buy original art from instead of like mugs because you can get too many mugs so easily. But art is so fun to buy. And so we have a lot of really cool art we have art from Mongolia, California, Hawaii where we lived, so all over. We try never to leave a place without buying some piece of art. Oh look, here's the apples I made. Layla works at an estate sale company and I just got these. We just like these quirky vintage things. This bowl also came from the estate sale company, made in Spain. I made these many years ago. My kids used to hide them and play like Easter egg hunt with them in the fall. Okay, this is our dining room. Multicolored carpet begins. We have green, blue, burgundy somewhere. This is a table runner I made. I do have the flying geese video on my channel, so you can watch that. I decided I didn't want to make a whole quilt's worth, and I turned them into this table runner instead, and it's one of my favorite things now. This is where I keep my ongoing hexie project. I work on these while I sit here next to my son so he can do his math, and it takes him just long enough for me to sew one hexie together, so this is my work in progress. It just lives here lately. This is our other favorite collection of our Matryoshka dolls from all over the world. My husband's traveled a lot with the army, but I went here and I got this one from China. This one's from my parents. Got me this in Russia. We have Mongolia, Japan, of course. We have the Beatles. So yeah, those are one of our favorite things too. And this is an IKEA map. All right, here's part of my book collection. I love to read. To answer your question, no, it is not weird to color coordinate your books. It's completely 100% normal and everyone does it. Here's part of my vintage camera. That's not a camera. Camera collection. Here's one. Also, I made this pumpkin. Oh, look, I made this journal cover. I didn't even know that was there. I think that's all. That's all that's handmade in this room. Okay, let's check out the family room. This is the room that has the mother load of the quilts. They didn't have there. Gorge. Okay, so obviously we have a lot of quilts here. This is actually my #1 favorite. I don't know what I love so much about it because it's pretty basic, but I made this during COVID. There's a full tutorial for this on my blog. Maybe it brought me a lot of comfort during that time in our lives, so maybe that's why it's my favorite. I don't know. There is an entire beginner quilt series on my blog. You can learn how to make this one. I can tell that it's well loved. You know how in quilts you wash them and use them so much and they get really soft? That's how this one is. But this toy box, handmade by my father-in-law, holds our entire stash. Some of these my mom made in the 90s. She made this for my bed when I was young. I loved yellow. Layla crocheted this. That was Mom's. Do you guys remember the Red, white, and blue country. Oh, look, here's my Christmas one. Oh, I forgot about this. Here's Natalie's. This is the only quilt I've ever hand quilted. She's a beaut, right? And then this one. Did anybody else make this? It was making the rounds in the 2000s, early 2000s, mid 2000s. The color wheel quilt. If you made one of these, you have to chime in. I feel like it was kind of a popular thing to do. But it's kind of a weird size. It's like too big to hang on the wall and too small to actually use. So that's where I keep all of our quilts, except for the ones that are usually strewn out around the floor or on the couches. Here's another Christmas one. Here's my biggest one. This is the one I put on guest beds when we have visitors. Isn't it cool? It's huge and it's so scrappy. This is the biggest one I've made, I think. And no two fabrics are the same. I like to look at this one because it has like fabrics I made, things for my kids with, little dresses my girls used to wear. Remember when you had this dress,
No.
Layla? No? Well, it lives on in my memory. You'll notice that I have not mentioned that I make any of the curtains because I don't make curtains. I don't like to make them. They're boring to make, and also it's not cheaper to make curtains unless you get some amazing deal on fabric. So yeah, I don't make those because I don't like to. Okay, what else do we have in here?
Pumpkins?
Oh, the pumpkins. This is one of my favorite things I've ever made. Okay,
Go
here's
ahead.
my scrappy little pumpkins. You can watch this tutorial on my channel. I'll try to link to all of these that I'm talking about because I know it's been a lot and I won't be able to make like corner tags for all of them. But this one is just a free tutorial. You don't need a pattern. Aren't they fun? They're one of my favorite things to put up. In fact, I kept them up till like May. Did I just take them down in May? Okay, over here, one more thing. Okay, two more things. My husband made these record shelf. Aren't they cool? It's really fun to choose 6 records to go on here, especially if you can color coordinate them or make them seasonal. Okay, and then we have this AT-AT that I painstakingly paper pieced for my husband. And then it took so much time, I did not want to make it into a pillow or anything because then it would get messed up. But now I've awakened a beast and my husband wants like a giant AT-AT quilt. I don't know. He brings it up like every several months and I'm just like, maybe he'll forget about it.
There's a needle, thread, scissors, and a needle stuck in that
Oh my gosh,
like
funny.
table thing
Did you
over
take
there.
B-roll of that?
No, but I will. Can you tell I sew here while watching football?
Right, we can go in the sewing room. Of course I have handmade things in here. This is the quilt I'm working on. Some of you might have seen it. This is a recent video. But my wonky houses turned into a wonky apartment building, and now I have wonky trees, and it's totally out of control. Oh look, here's the tote bag I quilted with stuff I didn't put away. Look, here's a book sleeve I made right inside of it. Oh, and stuff I've been looking for. Here's a sneak peek of a coming pattern. Coming very soon, within a few weeks I hope. Let's see, I mean, pretty much everything in here is handmade. Oh, here's more jar cozies. 2 more, plus my mini quilts. Oh, my baby bibs. Okay, I have this chicken garland. They're called prosperity hens, I think, but so many people have seen it behind me in videos and have asked me about it. Like, where's the pattern for the chickens behind you? I don't have one. I didn't actually make that. I got it at an estate sale. I think from the fabrics, I feel like it's like 1940s maybe. But they're all hand stitched. They're stuffed with various materials and things, and I just think they're so cute. So I bought that in a estate sale, but if one more person asks me about it, I probably will just try to figure out how to make it. And I will give y'all a pattern and a video for that too. All right, let's keep going. Should we go in Natalie's room? Okay, this is my daughter Natalie's room. I won't take you in all my kids' rooms. Of course, they all have quilts. But Natalie also has pillows that I've made her. Of all 3 of my kids, she probably asked me for the most things. Oh, like the hair bows with her point shoes. Can you tell she's a maximalist decorator? And then here's the tote bag I just made her that I need to make the pattern and video for. All right, let's get out of her room before she knows. Okay, this is my husband in my room. It definitely probably needs the most work. We have the biggest hodgepodge of furniture and kind of hacked together pieces, but it's just, you know, one thing at a time. We also have the ugliest carpets, blue shag, it's hideous. Our next big thing we're saving up for is definitely floors. We plan to replace the carpet with hardwood and then stain it to match what's already there, and we'll get what's already there refinished. So, you know, sometime in the next year or two. And then of course I have quilts in here because I'm always cold, my husband's always hot. On our bed we have handmade pillowcases. Mine is Friends fabric right now. So cute. I got it at Joann's. Casey's is currently Star Wars. Because who doesn't want fun pillowcases? It's not like they really show, and even if they do, who cares? They don't have to match the rest of your stuff. Pillowcases are one of my favorite things to sew for men for gifts because everybody loves them, especially if you can get fabric in the man's favorite sports team or their fandom or whatever. There's like so much of that kind of stuff out there. So there you go. Tip for gifting for men. It's funny because whenever we have guests, like all of our pillowcases now are fun novelty print ones. There's like a Skittles one, Harry Potter ones, like there's so many, and so we make the beds look all nice and then we have wild and crazy pillowcases on them. It's kind of funny. Let's see. Oh, I have some tote bags. I have a closet full of handmade clothes. I won't show you. But this is a kind of a problem wall that I'm brainstorming. I think what I'm gonna do is quilt some kind of a nice wall hanging. There's one I have picked out. It's like a landscape type of thing, and I think it'll be cool. I just need to get on it, you know, put it on the list. It's the mantra of our lives nowadays. Okay, so that's the full home tour minus my kids' bedrooms. This is not that big of a house. I think it's 2,400 square feet, but it's all one level, which I love. One level living will change your life. You can never convince me to get stairs again unless I have to. I'm sure people will have questions about the renovation, probably, because people love that kind of stuff. I know I do. So if you do have questions about the house, you can leave them in the comments and I'll definitely answer them. But one thing I think this house has definitely taught me is just to be content with the process, because I think we're exposed to so much HGTV and Instagram influencers, and we start to think that our house needs to be done in order to be home. And that's obviously ridiculous. We are not HGTV. We do not have Joanna Gaines budgets. And we just are human people. We can only do one thing at a time, or hire done one thing at a time. So I think that this home is really teaching me that, and not to apologize for the state that it's in, or for having things unfinished, or to wait to start living until it is finished, because I don't think it's ever going to be finished. We have very creative, active minds. We always want to do something different. You know, kids come and go, and family, just life changes. So the house will keep changing with it. The second thing I want to say is that I hope that in the Instagram age, we can all still just like what we like and not try to strive after some aesthetic or anything like that. You can tell that we really like colors. I really like rich colors, and I love the neutral farmhouse look, but it's not for me, and I don't have to have it for me. So I just think that we need more variety in homes these days, and eclectic mixes of found things and salvage things and homemade things, and I think that's what makes homes beautiful. What else did I want to say? There was one other thing that was niggling in my mind.
Sewing, chairs, furniture, house, sleeping, doll pattern.
No, it was something inspirational. about
Inspirational.
home.
A house is not a home without the people you love inside of it.
Oh, I guess a tag-on thing I'd like to say. It took me some time to get into the mindset of permanence, because we have moved every few years up until now, and we plan to stay here, if Uncle Sam allows, for a long time. And so it was hard not to feel rushed in fixing everything and finishing everything, because usually we only have 2 or 3 years to do it in, and we have to be done. That's not the case here. So that's also helping me slow down and relax. But also it's been really fun because this is such a unique and interesting house. Like, for example, making the quilt that I made just for this room, because I just wanted it to have a pop of color. I think that's really fun. So I think that's all. Layla would like to add, a house is not a home without the people you love inside of it. So yeah, I'll see y'all later. I'll be back next week with another tutorial for improv trees, I think, this time. So stay tuned for that. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
I'm just getting a nice shot of Mr. Muscles here. Look at those abs. Hang on, stay right there.